What is your take on killing the master? What would
You heard me say this?
Yeah.
Did you read Mastery?
Yeah.
I've had a lot to say about this when I was in a ranting mood. Is that my coffee?
Yes.
Okay, I think I might take it back. Sorry. Sorry, guys. I'm wrong. I'm trying to be right. Don't follow me. just take it.
Drinking coffee's wrong. I don't want to be right.
Actually, he's a coffeeholic. He likes espressos. He got a little espresso machine. He likes a lot of things you might not know. He likes some refreshments. Okay. Chris and I have spoken about this, right? We've had this conversation about killing the master. In a forward-moving world, in an aggressive world, and in a male-dominated world, especially if you're male-oriented, which basically means goal-achieving, moving towards, right? We find that we're best suited by finding someone ahead of us to support us in moving forward. But you end up, and if you're a very self-subjective person, if you know how to feel yourself, you get to a particular point where the master has done enough, and in order to continue moving forward, not necessarily past him, but in your own direction, you've got to create contrast between him. This is what teenagers do with their parents. When they've gained enough, and they've got the strength enough to move into the world, they start looking for contrast. Mommy and daddy are Christian, I'm going to be Hindu. Do you see? We start trying to figure out how we can separate ourselves. And it's healthy because it allows us to then build our own identity outside the umbrella of the master. Because you can go one of two ways. You can build yourself up to the master, and then you can sit at his feet. But if you do that, you're doing everyone a disservice. You're not only doing yourself a disservice because it's like, well, wait a second, push away and develop on your own a little bit. You needed that, you needed mommy, you needed daddy for a little while to get, and we always need a mommy and daddy. To this day, I have mentors, like I just killed one of my mentors, right? And I grew up to him, and then I had to pull away from him. But you know what I discovered also? You come back, especially if they're good mentors. I found that because I've come back to two mentors that I've killed, and I see other mentors that I'll come back to. But it's like, but right now I've got to grow. So it's, you do the master a disservice because the master's really only objective, and the measure of the master is how many other masters has he created. That's really the true measure of a master, not how many followers he has. If you see a master with a lot of followers, something's not right. That's more of a cult. But if you see a master who a lot of other masters point to and say, that master got me kind of far. Go to this master because he'll help you get far too. Then you know that's a true master because he's not interested in followers, he's interested in creating more masters. But in the mind of this student, he has to create contrast. He has to separate himself so that he can move forward. We do it with our dads. I've done it with my dad. The funny thing is, with my dad, I gained my own mastery, and now I come back to him for advice. I've had masters that, in different realms of study, where I've come up to, and then I'm like, God, time to kill your ass. Like, you're just going crazy. And it's funny because the mind does funny things. And that's why we have hatred and bigotry and racism and prejudice. Because the more we can create contrast, and the bigger the divide we can create, the more independent we feel. This is why we don't have the love. Who's asking about love? We don't have the love because we're constantly trying to sever and be independent. When really, when it all comes down to it, we're together. But anyway, so you do it with your father, and you'll do it with certain masters, but if it's a good master, you find, and I've experienced, that you come back, and then it's like you're at a different level of your mastery, and if that guy's a true master, it's funny. You start to see some of the crazy shit. This is fascinating. right? Because I talk fucking crazy, and then I'll have people come back to, I get this all the time, and this is just through the internet. I first heard you and I thought you were fucking nuts, Elliott. First video I saw you, I thought you were crazy. And then a year later, they'd be like, yo, Elliott, I haven't stopped watching your videos for about a year. You're a fucking genius. And you know what's gonna happen again? Elliott, you said that shit and I thought you were fucking crazy. Same person. You were fucking crazy. I can't believe you said, what are you thinking? That doesn't even make any sense. And then you know what's gonna happen? Guaranteed. A year later, Elliott, that was fucking brilliant. And now I get it. Now I see. So with my dad, with other masters, it's the funniest shit. I remember being like, you're a fucking idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. Keep going, and they come back like, yo, that was brilliant. So that's it. I mean, that's how we evolve. We build up to the energetic level of somebody above us, but we almost have to step on them to continue growing. But we will always honor and come back to that step again if it was a true